Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to my StoneBlock world. I usually start my videos facing you all, but for some reason, whenever I load into this world, and I've tried and reset it multiple times and completely restarted this computer, unfortunately, I look like Steve. I don't really know what happened. Hopefully it gets fixed by itself before the next video, but I look like Steve. So there's that, but that is not the purpose of this video. No, today I have a goal. We've officially gotten all of the chickens that we can craft the eggs for, and we've gotten all of these chickens to be max level 10 out of 10 chickens. Now we have about 100 and probably like 115 more chickens that we can craft or create, but only by breeding. Now there's a big list of chickens that we can slowly start working our way down. There is, of course, just every chicken ever. There is also, of course, our quest log, where we have done a couple of these. Actually, we can probably collect all of these rewards. A cobblestone generator and a garden cloche. Okay. We could start following this, but I have a better idea. We will start following this at some point, but I've decided we are going to start this quest of getting all the chickens by getting all the different colors of chickens. So they're chickens, they have colors, and they give us the color dye for the chickens. Now, I don't really care too much about getting the dye, but I think it's a good goal to try and get all of the color chickens that we can possibly get. So we have got a couple of them, and out of the ones that we don't have, I've counted, there is 9. We're trying to get cyan, gray, light blue, lime, orange, pink, purple, magenta, and light gray. Now these are breeded how you would expect them to be breeded, so something like purple is a mix of red and blue. But let's start at the top of my list, because that's the order that I made the list at, and we're going to start with cyan. Okay, for which we need lapis blue and cactus green. So let's grab those two. Honestly, let me actually just get a quick little list going of everything we need to grab, and then we'll go and grab those. Alright, so we have 9 chickens in total, so we're going to start with the first 3, which would be cyan, gray, and light blue. For cyan, we need lapis blue and some cactus green. Okay, that's the first one. For gray, we need ink black and bone white. So let me see. Bone white and ink black. Okay. And then last but not least, for light blue, we need white and lapis blue. Okay, so let's go and get these in the breeder, and hopefully, with some good odds, we'll get the chickens. I think the colors are a nice and easy one to start with, just because then, you know, we'll have them done and we don't have to worry about them anymore. And I think it's easy enough to kind of understand just how the breeding process works, so that's kind of why I wanted to start with them, maybe. Let's get you a stack, and you a stack, except you don't have enough, so let's actually go ahead and farm for a whole nother stack of seeds right now. We've got the time, we're waiting patiently. I'm interested to see how long it'll take to breed all these chickens, because now that they're all 10 out of 10, I'm hoping it'll be a little bit quicker. But I think we should be able to get all of the colors today, which would mean we've gotten all of the colors, which I'm very excited for. I think it's a nice, easy enough one to start with that we can then hopefully continue to just get all of the chickens ever. But then we'll be a little bit more organized in terms of progression and just kind of following the correct order. But I think it would be nice to just kind of have all the colors done, just because, I don't know, we've done a lot of the colors and they're not really super useful to us in terms of like the materials they give. So I think it would be nice to just get them over and done with, so then I don't have to worry about them later down the line. We will also have to think about setting up a really good, better storage system. Right now the system we have works, but it would be good to kind of set up something that lets us just see everything in there in like one screen rather than looking at a million different drawers, which I know we can do. So we maybe potentially think about looking into all of that. But for today, I just really wanted to get all of the colors of the chickens. Get all the colors under the rainbow, and it's a nice and easy one because they only rely on other color chickens, so I don't have to worry about potentially needing a chicken we don't already have, because we will have all of the ones we need by the end of this video, which is very exciting. And these are used for other recipes as well, I believe, to get chickens. So I think it's nice to just kind of get these ticked off nice and early, and then we won't have to worry about them for a while. All right, I think this will be enough seeds, at least for now. So let's see if the chickens are doing good. What am I doing? Oh yes, chickens. Okay, so you guys can stop. We have our cyan chicken. It is not a 10 out of 10. I was hoping it would automatically become a 10 out of 10. Unfortunately, not the case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these go for another one. I'm going to let these guys go a little bit longer as well. It is quicker. That's good to know. Okay, these guys have made another one there. So what we're going to do is we're going to breed these until they're 10 out of 10. And we're going to wait until these guys have given us 2 cyan chickens. Okay. So that is one thing I really wanted to know because we hadn't tested it. If you breed 2 10 out of 10 chickens, the chicken that gets bred from them, unfortunately, is once again a 1 out of 1 out of 1. So we do have to be a little bit more patient in this process, but we've done this before and we will definitely be able to do it again. So I'm not too worried about it. We're waiting for these guys to get done. And then hopefully we'll have some light gray chickens there as well. The odds are different per chicken, so I don't know how lucky we would be to get one of them. But we'll continue to wait patiently, and hopefully someday soon we'll get our light gray chicken. Or just our gray chicken. Light gray comes much later. But we're also getting extra chickens, so what we're gonna do with some of those is we have to make another double chest for chickens. I feel like we've had all the chests ever, but there's always more chickens to be had. And it's time to start a new chest of chickens. Okay, so these guys are going to be much, much slower. Unfortunately, still no gray chicken. I wonder what the odds are. But we continue to be a little bit patient, and especially because this is going to take a while, I think it'll be good to get the other chickens going as well now that we have a better understanding of exactly what's going on. So we're going to put some of this away. And we're going to check on this guy. Okay, so we have 1 gray chicken, so that's good news. Let's go ahead and grab our next 3 chicken groups, which will be lime, orange, and pink. Now for lime, you guessed it, we need green and white. Okay. Then for orange, we need red and yellow. And finally, for pink, we're gonna need a red and a white. Okay, nice. So that's our 6 first chickens done. Either way, we have to wait for the next one because it does require some of the chickens we are hoping to create right now. This does mean we're gonna have to craft a couple more seeds, but luckily that will happen rather quickly. These guys are nice and slowly progressing. These guys can go in here and they can get their thing done. And we're waiting on some of these, so let's put these guys back because we don't need them anymore. We are going to be getting too many chickens for the stuff we need, but that's okay. We can put them in our chests, and then we get these chickens completed. Okay, so now we kind of have to pay attention to these bottom 3, but less to all the other stuff, which I think will be nice. Let's do some of that. Let's get these guys going, and honestly, it's time to get back onto the field to farm for some more of these seeds. Honestly, I think we wait until we have the ones that we want from these chickens before we truly get into the farming business of it, because the first initial ones go rather quickly. But then, as we've seen with these chicken breedings, it does take a while for them to get all the way up to level 10. Which is unfortunate. I had hoped that maybe potentially they would already be at 10 out of 10 simply because the chickens they were bred from were 10 out of 10s, but we are not that lucky. Which honestly, I think it would make it a little bit too easy to just fully max out this mod, so I think this is better. But it does mean we have a little bit more work, a little bit more grinding to do, which I am loving. Sometimes you gotta take a little break from the chickens, but for the most part, honestly, I've been enjoying working with this chicken mod. I think it's very rewarding once you get to the chicken that you're looking for and you get, you know, pretty much infinite iron or infinite diamonds. It's a very, very nice feeling to have done all that work and then to finally reap what you sowed. I thought that was an apt little metaphor for, you know, the fact that I am currently farmer simulating it up in here. Okay, we got a couple more seeds going. I think it's time we check on our chickens though. Let's have a look. So nothing... Oh, we got a nickel chicken. Okay. Not what I was going for, I will not lie. But appreciated, because that is on the list. And now we do have a lime chicken. I'm gonna put this in here for now. Because we weren't meant to be looking at that today. 2 red chickens. The red chicken genes are strong. But unfortunately not what we're looking for. We do have 1 lime chicken here. And these guys need a lot more time. So I think we might as well go ahead and continue farming our fields. Honestly, I might wait for this one because if we get 1 more lime chicken here, we're good. This one is kind of interesting now because if we get another nickel, we're also quite happy. Because we do need that eventually. It just wasn't on my list for today. But that's why I said it's nice, or at least smart, to currently try and get as many of the color chickens as we can, because we do need them for a bunch of other crafting recipes as well. I don't think we'll end up getting all 9 today, considering now we have to breed them all to level 10, and that's going to take a while, but I think we should be able to get these 6 done, and then we'll just have 3 more to go. Okay, so these have yet to yield any good results. We have got 1 lime chicken, we're waiting for the second one, but our nickel chickens are doing great. We can actually probably start breeding those up as well. I have built 3 more so I can get the last 3 chicken colors in there as well. Other than the 2 I can't do because I don't have those chickens quite yet. But I'm gonna start the 3rd one anyway. These guys are now working on aging up, so we know this process is going to take a while, but we've got the time. But I think we're gonna grab the last chicken that we know we can grab, and then it's gonna be a little bit of a waiting game for me. Luckily for you, this is a YouTube video, so none of the waiting has to happen for you. Okay, so for our purple chicken, we need blue and we need red. So that we can do. Unfortunately for the magenta, we need the purple chicken and the pink chicken, which we are also currently making, so we can't grab that one. And the last one is the gray chicken, for which we need gray and white. Now, I do believe we are about to get gray, or we have gray, but we only have 2 of them, so I might just grab this one already in preparation. And then for me, it's going to be a game of yielding the field so I can have enough seeds to deal with these chickens, and then a nice little waiting game. But yeah, nothing yet here. This guy, we need just 1 more lime chicken. It's so close. As soon as this guy breeds, we can put the gray chicken in here with the white. And then all we're waiting for is pink and purple, which we have neither of currently. This one should get us orange. This one should get us pink, and this one should get us purple. So that is what I'm currently going to be waiting for. All right, so over here we now have 2 orange chickens. Officially, it took absolutely forever, but that one's done. Now we have 1 pink chicken here, so we're hoping to get the next one, and we do finally have 2 lime green chickens here. Pink, no luck. Okay, these guys have just started. So hopefully here we get a purple. Here we're still waiting to have a gray extra chicken, which is so very close, and I can milk another one, but that would eventually be for our magenta. But before we can get to magenta, we need double pink, which is over here, and double purple. So that's going to take a little bit of a while, but we'll get there eventually. These guys are all still nice and slowly getting there eventually. One day they'll get there, and then we'll be happy. All right, so pink is now ready to go. Pink is also ready to get moved into an extra one for when we get to purple. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have 2 purple chickens honestly, actually, what I might do is I might keep these guys for one more so that I can just get another purple. And then once we have that second purple, I can immediately put it with the pink, for which I am going to need a second little breeder. But this guy can now get swapped into here. And this guy can get swapped into here. Perfect. So now, apart from us waiting to get a second last purple, all of the chickens that we are trying to breed, plus our extra nickel, is looking good. So let me make one more chicken breeder for the road, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, and then it's going to be a waiting game for me, but I think I'll just give you regular little updates on exactly where we're going. Okay, so this is going to be purple and pink. So we do need one more purple eventually, but I will get some seeds for this guy going. This is now on its second cycle, so we do have a 3 chicken. This is also on its second cycle. We have a 3 chicken here. This is almost done with its second cycle, so very close. This is still on its first cycle, first cycle, first cycle. We're waiting for purple, first cycle, first cycle. So that is pretty much what you're missing. I will put the 2 purple in here. You can assume I've done that. I definitely don't necessarily need to show you all that. But we're gonna keep going and going and going, and eventually we're gonna get 10 out of 10 out of 10 chickens for all of these, all of the colors, plus nickel. It's there. It's nice. It's nice and easy for us that it's there. But I'm gonna be farming the fields, changing out the chickens, and in general, just spending some time here. Oh my goodness, it has been hours. Hours, I tell you, but finally the last of our chickens, magenta, are 10 out of 10, so these are going to finish. For all of these, I've collected a grand total of 10 of each chicken. And that's, I think, all we're going to need, because otherwise we're going to have way too much. I do also have the nickel chickens, so they're there as well. But everything right now is 10 out of 10 out of 10 for every single color, and I have 10 of each. We're waiting to get one more light gray chicken and 8 more magenta chickens because they literally just finished. Got to 10 out of 10 out of 10 right before I clicked back to recording this because it's been hours. I've built a separate little room only for the colored dye so that I can have the roost collectors split out over 2 areas so that they're less overworked, and this seems to be working in terms of keeping them not too busy. So we're gonna see how that goes. But yeah, everything else is here. You know, there's some gaps in the room because I moved some chickens, but actually this spot right here can be for the nickel chickens, and they are going to start working. One thing I did not prepare for, I now realize, is a couple of drawers. So let me actually craft some of those. Okay, let's craft some drawers, which I do believe require a couple of chests. And even more of this. Okay, that will do. We don't need that many. We have 9 new chickens. So let's get some of this done. I don't currently have an axe. This is gonna take a while. I'm just gonna make an axe actually, because we do have this right here. Let's just be quick and make a quick little axe. Okay. Now, we have 1. We have... Okay, this should do for now. I'll figure something else out for long-term storage in terms of like, are we gonna, you know, turn the corner? We probably are. But for now, this will get the job done. Let's grab some more of these. Let's go like this. And like this. Perfect. Now the nickel should honestly quite rapidly just go into that one little slot. The colors should sort themselves out as well, but I am going to quickly just grab some nickel while I'm here. Might as well. So just to double make sure it knows where it's going. Put this in here. Okay, perfect. And now, other than our last 2 chickens we're waiting on, the rest should be easy enough to fill in. Okay, let's remember the order. I would like cyan next. Light blue can go here. There was a slight miscalculation, so pink is in fact going here. Magenta is up there. Gray and then light gray is in that last little slot that's available. So hopefully this is all going to just filter itself. I'll keep an eye on this in a second, but I think it should all work out. And then all we have left is these last 2 chickens to just wait a couple more minutes for them to be fully 10 out of 10 out of 10. It's gonna take a while, but we'll get there. I think that will happen before the next video because I think we've waited long enough for this one. But we'll move the one that we have over here so that we can see what this full chicken room will look like. This is our small little colored dye room. And then the other chickens will just be in the bigger room. But I think this is a good little way for us to also make sure that the roost collectors are able to do their job a little bit better. So I'm very happy that I thought of this while waiting for all of these chickens forever and ever. We've got a bunch of nicely colored chickens. I would take a final ending shot with me in the background, but unfortunately, I am still Steve, so you're gonna have to enjoy looking at these chickens without me in the way. But hopefully you did enjoy the video. Hopefully, you know, I find this quite satisfying. I'm happy we got all the chickens done. It was a lot of work, but it ended up being a lot of fun as well. And now we've got all the colored dyes chickens, and I guess we get to explore some different type of chickens in the next one. But hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. I do always appreciate all of your support. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And if you have any ideas for what chickens I should get next or something else in this mod to explore to give myself a little break from the chickens, definitely feel free to comment them down below. I always appreciate hearing from you. And for now, I think it's time to say goodbye to these wonderful chickens. And hopefully I'll see you again very, very soon in this world or the next. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.